Welcome to Atlantic Canada Cook. And as you can see, I'm here with my wonderful Canada shirt on, but I'm holding a very unique flag because I'm in Marrakesh, Morocco. We're gonna take a little spin here. I need a drink here, so I'm gonna help. My friend is gonna make me one. But let's just have a look around the market behind. You can see this amazing place. So many incredible vendors. Everybody has fresh ingredients from this country. We've got a couple of fun vendors we're gonna take a few minutes with. And we're gonna talk to Benny, and he's gonna help me make an incredible fresh fruit drink. And the wonderful thing is, as you can see here, all of this is produced here in this country, which is really unique. In Canada, we import so much of this. Every day, this is the freshest juices I've ever had in my life. So we're gonna come up here, we're gonna take a few minutes and start our day with a nice, fresh drink. So, because we're here live and thanking Jawad, our camera guy, I've got Buddy here, who's watched online for over 2 years. And I'm so excited to have them here joining me. So I have, right on, right? These are my brothers in Morocco. So we've been very well cared for, very safe country, and I hope you have the chance to explore. So come explore some food with me. So we're just gonna take this microphone, I'm gonna pass it over to the boys, and I'm gonna go behind. And let's make some juice. Hello.
Hello.
What are we gonna make?
Welcome.
So one of the things you're gonna see, it's fresh juice. There we go.
Very nice.
He pours that like he pours the tea. Very, very fresh.
Very cold.
So let's talk about what you put into this. Thank you.
Strawberry, ananas,
Pineapple, apple, strawberry, peach, nectarine, dragon fruit.
I know. Is that all
the
many
fruits.
fruits?
All
Special for me. A little bit of everything. And he lent me his hat. So look at this to add to this great piece. So I'm just gonna have a look here. I want you to look at the color. So what is this fruit?
kaki.
Kaki. So it is so soft and fresh, and I can tell you the juice is literally running down my hands. So one of the other amazing ingredients will be these fresh peaches, and they are delicious. Some of the best peaches I've actually ever had. Thank you, Niagara, but I'm telling you, we've got a great amount of them here. So we talked about the dragon fruit. I would love to see the dragon fruit. We'll grab one of those. There we go. We're gonna lean over. There. Look at the colors in that. Unbelievable and the beautiful. Right?
Benefits in 40 fruits in one fruit.
Yes.
Benefit of about like 40 fruits in one fruit.
Can you imagine? So we need to eat more dragon fruit in Canada, clearly, for the health benefits. And one of the things I want to say is there's no sugar added to this. It's the natural sugars that are from each and every one of these fruits that make it extremely special. I'm gonna put the dragon fruit down. I'd like to take one of those home. But the other thing that is wonderful to be added here, and look at the ginger. Massive amounts of ginger. And I'm excited because he's gonna open up a pomegranate. And I was saying this the other day, please follow along on the journey that we've been having. Look at this pomegranate. It is absolutely spectacular. And they make fresh pomegranate juice pretty much 24 hours a day here. So we've been walking the streets. We saw this in Tetuan as well. But here in Marrakesh, I must say, the dishes have been more incredible and more flavorful. But I'm going to take a little taste of this. This I would love to import and bring back to Canada, but I don't think that we can. So I just want to send an extra thank you out to all of our YouTube audience, our Zoom audience, and take a moment to say Happy Thanksgiving, Canada. I'm so thankful here in Morocco, being able to spend this. I'm missing my family. Hello to our family back at home. But I can tell you I'm here with my Moroccan family, and the food that we will eat today will definitely be as amazing as we're having at home. At home in Canada, traditional would be turkey dinner, but I have a feeling today we're gonna be eating, we could probably find some turkey to have a little bit of a Canadian celebration, but of course it's gonna be done with those amazing Moroccan spices. So we're gonna be visiting a couple of other vendors, and one of the next ones we're gonna walk over to as I take my lovely drink with me, is we're gonna take a walk next door and really have a look at what some of the fresh nuts and dried fruit. So over here, we've been looking at the fresh fruit and to see what that looks like and feels like. The other part of this is how we use the dried fruits and how those take the next level of flavor. So I'm gonna take a little walk next door. We're gonna hand this over here. I'm gonna get Jawad to come over and grab the microphone, Jawad, please. And I'm gonna take a little walk over to our next vendor. So much love in this country. How fun, I feel amazing. So let's take a walk next door. They're not right here. It's sure something. Oh. To our next visit. There we go.
Yeah. English, I do speak English.
A little bit of English. You're doing well.
Where from?
Where am I from? I'm from New Brunswick, Canada.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Welcome in Marrakesh. First time Morocco?
Third time in Morocco, first time to Marrakesh.
You like Morocco?
I love Morocco.
Oh, I like you. Oh, very good, very good.
Always feeling at home here for sure. So let's have a look at the beautiful things that you have so we can celebrate, right?
Dates and
The dried fruits. So we're gonna taste a couple of those.
right? Show you.
There we go.
Very nice. Yeah.
Look at that. Definitely. And I will say this, one of the things that is amazing, and Luda showed me this, Joad's mom, she opens up the dates, stuffs them with some extra spices to have them. These are the best dates I have had in the world, and I have traveled to over 30 countries. So thank you, Morocco, for this treat.
What they say from Sahara Moroccan dessert. You know Sahara Moroccan? This is from Sahara. Yeah. It's the best Sahara is Morocco. Moroccan Sahara.
Oh my goodness.
Natural.
So what's the difference between these and these?
This is the vegan, you know.
This is like dried dates, and those like caramelized dates. So like we have a lot of
Ah, look at that. Very natural. So I just want to have a look over here. The other thing that's amazing in this country is the amount of kiwi. You can see that. Look at that, green like in the middle of the Moroccan flag. And one of the things, obviously you can eat these just like candy, but it's really great to rehydrate those. And if you were watching last week, we made an incredible dish called rabasa.
Try this one. Very
Oh,
nice.
now we're gonna do that.
Marhaba.
This is almonds. Wow. Oh my goodness. Coated with honey and peanuts. This particular one, this is better than eating at home in Canada. So here, there we go. These ones are covered with sesame seeds. And one of the things I'd like you to notice is here, these are all done with honey. This is going to be one of my favorites.
One
So
kilo, 1 kilo.
1 kilo. So this particular one, rosemary. I'm gonna be full after this episode. This is one of my favorite because you take the sweet and the nuts are roasted, coated with honey, and then the beautiful dried rosemary that goes on it. The smell is amazing. We don't always mix the spice and the sweet at home, but I know I will be mixing far more of these. So I want to go back to talking about that beautiful ripasta dish. The web. So these are dried figs. And last weekend, one of the things that we did with these, we took them, we blew it out, and she put them in a frying pan, slowly roasting them, and then adding some honey. So it caramelized them. And what it did is it rehydrated the fruit just enough. And if you remember at the end of the ripasta dish, which was amazing, is it was also topped with some walnuts. So we're gonna try a few more walnuts, but I'm gonna take a step back as Jawad pans up so you can see all of the other amazing nuts that are on here. Pan over those. Here we go.
Number 27, the best.
Choking a little bit. Perfect. Michelle might have to stay and work her way off in Morocco. So I think my new job is going to be working at the markets with my friends here. I couldn't get any happier surrounded by all this love and food. But I want to talk a little bit more about that ripasta dish. These are the freshest walnuts. As you can see, we're going to break that open. And these have been just all shelled, probably just in the last day or two. The freshness, absolutely incredible. The flavor are some of the richest flavors I've ever had. And what I love about the nuts, if you remember the sweets that we had made earlier, this is all the beautiful parts that are ground down, excellent for health. And as they're mixing them with these amazing spices, you know that how healthy that's going to be for your body. So walnuts, we have really fresh peanuts over here, and almonds, of course, cashews. I'm not sure what the white ones are. Ask over there. We've got some beautiful black dates, and those dates that we know so much about. Put my flag to my Morocco flag here. And over here, these are roasted almonds, and they are just slightly dusted with salt, which of course gives that extra flavor. But the way that they're roasted here, it's fresh every day. And you can taste the difference in something that's been in a package or something that has not. And this is where you see how beautiful all of these ingredients are. And one of my favorite nuts here is we've got some hazelnuts, which of course we all know that's famous for Nutella. But I can tell you that the mixtures I've had here couldn't be better. And again, the candy nuts and the other treat in this country that I have thoroughly enjoyed, I think so many of, is pistachios. Last evening we had some friends, Aziz and Zachariah. Thank you so much. We ate at one of the most amazing restaurants here in Morocco. And there was pistachios, cream, and everything that went into. And I have to say, from my kitchen to yours, I wish you could taste this. So we often say, do you deliver? So Mom, and for all of our greeting on there, I will be delivering some of this back to Canada as much as I can carry. They're going to let me have, that's for sure. So we're going to continue our journey. We're going to take a little bit of a walk around before we go over to explore the dried spices and all the different things. we're going to take a walk around and look at what we say some of the fauna and flora. And now, as you can see in the market, it's just not all about the food that you can eat now, but it's additionally what you can grow at home. The other thing I want to say with my amazing dishes here is the fresh orange juice. Oranges, limes, lemons are growing everywhere in trees around the city. As I take a drink, when you come to Marrakesh, promise you will come see Vendor 27 and make sure you take this exploration. And I highly advise you to take this trip. So we're going to pass the microphone over to our amazing camera team. We're going to take a little bit more of a walk. And here we are back again. So we're going to take a little walk over here, around over here behind us, Gerard, and we're going to walk over and look at the flowers. We're waiting for our spice vendor.
Yeah, welcome to Marrakesh.
Thank you. Please come visit us in Marrakesh. He's number 29.
Yes.
So that's your other vendor. And the beautiful thing is these two are
Welcome
side by
to
side.
Marrakesh.
All right. Let's take a walk over by the flowers. We'll be back. And we're going to have a look over here. We're going to be walking backwards. We're going to make sure that Michelle doesn't trip and fall or run into anybody. But you're also going to see so many amazing vendors that are here. They're excited about what they have. They love to share their wares. One of the things I've learned about Morocco better than anything is there's a little bit for everybody here. You might see a lot of the same vendors. It's about their personalities and how much fun. See, there we go.
Welcome to Morocco, the land for culture, for peace, love, tolerance, everything in Marrakesh. You're welcome.
Thank you. That's exactly what we're looking for. That was a close-up. So let's just have a look at some of the flowers and the things. There was a spice vendor, and as we said, religion is so important in this country and taking time to honor. And he's out now having his prayers for the day. So you can imagine how amazing all of these look. So you can plant the herbs, plant the spices, plant everything so that you know exactly what you're going to be having. And look at the beautiful rosemary. You know, one of the things about rosemary, we see it growing wild around this country. The smells are incredible. We've got baby lime trees. So as we talked earlier, you can buy them at the markets, but you can also grow them in your yards. We were visiting in Casablanca at our good friends, and they have lime trees right outside their window. So for me, that's just such an amazing experience. So let's have a little bit of a walk and have a little bit more of a look through some of these other spaces that we have. And we're going to have a walk over here. And let's have a little talk about some ice cream. As I said, our spice vendor that we're going to visit isn't open right now. So we're going to walk over here and take a little bit more of a check what's happening. If you were watching online, one of the other spaces that we could visit was the snake vendor. I know that doesn't have anything to do with food, but it was certainly an interesting experience yesterday as I had a snake wrapped around my neck. And just like you would expect coming to Marrakesh in this country, they were playing all the music and the snakes were moving. There we go. And I almost knocked a vendor over. So we'll be getting that there. The other things you're going to see is the beautiful clothing for women, men, children. And we're just going to maybe take a little bit of a walk this way where we can see a lot more of the vendors and have a look. What's very surprising about this country is you're going to see some shops shut down, and within an hour, they're wide open for everybody to test and to taste what they're having. So we're going to take a walk down here, enjoying all the streets.
will go to royal dates.
So have a look here. I'm gonna walk over here and point up. 2030 World Cup was just announced. So thank you. Morocco's gonna be one of the hosts with Portugal and Spain. Please get your map out and check and understand where this incredible place is in the world and its proximity. So you already feel the excitement in this country. I'm so privileged that I was here when that announcement came out. So get excited with everybody and we're gonna know exactly what's going on. As you see, Jawad's leading the way. Up here, Badir, we'll have a look at the amazing leather and the details that go in with each vendor. One of the things we've made sure of, just like in Canada, it's about shopping local. And most things are handmade. As you look up in here, all of these are handmade. So you know that you're getting the real things. So I'm just gonna pause over here, but here we'll talk a little bit about the bread. Bread is such an important part of Moroccan culture and eating every morning when you wake up. There's so many different fresh breads. And as you see, he's been busy because this tray is almost empty. So it looks like he's having a fantastic day. And you can just see how beautiful these breads are. I'm gonna grab one. We're gonna make sure Jawad pays for this. But the bread is warm and it's fresh. And I am gonna look for some place to set this drink down. We'll just do this. There we go. So nice, crisp outside and the freshest inside. And all the beautiful cornmeal that's on the out. And you can see that beautiful color and the freshness. The flavor's amazing. One of the things, if you're having a tagine here, this is what you use to make sure you get every little bit of the side. And we always like to say food is meant to be sauce. Well, this country has probably had the best cultural food experience I've ever had in my life. And fortunately for me, the wheat in this country doesn't bother me. So what a great experience to be able to eat my bread every day. We'll know the cats will get that because I'm sure we'll see some cats around here. I'll take a taste. Oh my goodness. The flavor and the texture of the bread is incredible. It's got a great warmth to it. So let's continue our walk. I'll bring my bread. Thank you. We're gonna head over and we're gonna talk a little bit about some barbecue. But as we're filming, we'll have a look again. Let's walk over to this. Please pay attention to this. We'll get a zoom in on the incredible colors and understand that a lot of this is colored by natural dyes. And I can tell you most of these are all handmade and you can see, you can smell the leather. Unbelievable scent here. All the different sandals and the shoes. And I'm so thankful, full of gratitude on Thanksgiving, because over the last week, I've received so many incredible gifts from family and friends. And here we'll take a pause to look at the brilliant colors and all the fabrics that you have. Much of it is made by hand. And you'll see the level of details in each one of them. And so many of the patterns all have meaning. We're recording some videos afterwards. Jawad has been able to show us some of those things and tell us what the different dresses are. For the women, you've got different dresses that you might wear for different occasions. And what I love, and I'm sure you've seen with some of the incredible people around, they're wearing a lot more clothing than I am. And it's about 32 degrees here. It's gonna be going up to 37. And one of the most important things you're gonna see behind, this is actually rejuvenating the area. And a big message from Morocco is Marrakesh is amazing. And the repairing that has been happening in this country is almost done. And if anything with the damages, they've been enhanced. So we want to tell everybody from Moroccan tourism, come visit here. They're ready to welcome far more people. We're gonna pause over here. This is very A lot of this is Berber, and you can see the fabrics, beautiful pillowcases. Everything, again, is made with so much love. As we continue down the journey, we've lost Jawad. Easy to do. This is a little bit of reprieve, as we say, as we walk into the shade. And again, what everybody is absolutely looking for, it is real, and this is incredible on how these are made. I wish I had a bigger suitcase so that I can bring a whole lot more of that home with me. He will send it. You'll ship it to me? You're going to ship it to my house in Canada? Absolutely. Look at that. I like good entrepreneurs here. You might just see me back, my friend, because I think that would look amazing in my home. Thank you. Shukra. And the smiles on everybody. Hopefully you can see how amazing and friendly everybody is. There we go. Some more of our happy vendors saying hello. The other thing in Marrakesh, yes. And the other thing you'll see is many of the vendors in this city speak English. They're supporting their tourism sector.
We have here Tartans for weddings. Just for
Yeah, come on, let's have a look. These ones are for weddings.
This one for every day.
And these ones for every day.
Normally, the women from Morocco try this style for every day.
These are amazing. And hopefully we'll send some pictures of the beautiful kaftan that I've received as a gift that was made by hand. And we'll be featuring that in a future episode for sure. Thank you so much for sharing. We will. I'm mesmerized by the prints and the patterns. And another shop, yes. Lots of people here. Everybody wave. Watch the motorcycles. We'll be back. So we'll continue our walk. Yes. First time in Marrakesh. I love it.
You love it. You love the people or the city?
Both.
Both. That's very good.
Definitely.
Also, we love all people when we come to Morocco. You know about Moroccan people. We invite anyone and we will come anytime. Also about the shopping, you know some ideas about the product or not?
Very much.
No, that's very well.
I have learned a lot more about that, but we'll come back and visit after. We're going to continue our walk. Jawad, there we go. As you can see, everybody is friendly and knowledgeable. I think that's one of my favorite things. And you'll also see all age groups. And I want to say that I've learned how there's artisan training to protect the original art of how things are made in this country. So we're going to have a pause here at some spices. This is one of the things that we know Morocco is famous for. I wish you could smell what I smell right now. I'm going to have Badir pan into the store and have a look around. And you can see so many of these herbs and spices are for ingesting, for great health, and then some of them are also used for making perfumes and a multiple of things. So let's have a little look here. At home, we often see curcumin already ground into a jar. But here you're going to see where the root has been dried and ready for you to take care at home. And one of the things that's interesting is the pine. That's not something we would normally be eating at home. You're definitely going to be eating it here. And I've immensely enjoyed that. Fresh basil, dried basil, unbelievable. And just like you would do at home, rub that basil a bit, and the aroma, delicious. And I love this mystic cumin. The last thing I want to say before we go inside is the Moroccan rose. So for this, I'll take one out of here. And trust me, we are making sure that we're treating our vendors well. And in here, you can eat these. Last night in the beautiful restaurant we were at, there was one of the most amazing dishes that was made with rose oil. and the rosebuds to eat. Not something you usually see, but let's take a walk inside. And to be honest with you, I'm welcoming the cool air in here. And I will be very thankful to our vendor for having air conditioning. And he does. I was thinking it's too cold to not have air conditioning. So let's have a look through here. Jawad, do you want to come around behind and talk a little bit about argan oil? Because that's something at home in Canada. At home in Canada, we are definitely using argan for our hair and our skincare. Hello, please. I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for welcoming me here.
You have no problem. Big welcome.
So in Canada, we usually.
This is argan oil. It's for hair, for skin, for body. Natural.
So you see this one? Yeah. Do you have some of the stuff that we would eat as well? Not in here.
Just decor cosmetic products. Yeah.
So the darker oil is the one, and we'll show that afterwards where you can ingest it. And last night we had it coated over some hummus, sprinkled with some of the herbs. And it, to me, I had no idea that this was an oil that I can ingest. And the health benefits are absolutely amazing.
Yes.
So over here, what are some of the benefits for argan for your skin and your hair?
It's good for hair. It's good for good hair. Maybe for skin, it's good for root, for cicatrice.
Oh.
Yes. Maybe like for body, mix it with perfume. For example, with orange flower or lemongrass. It's good for stress. Because this one, it's an orange flower.
Oh, orange flower.
The perfume, the Marrakesh.
Wow. That is beautiful. Super duper. Definitely.
You have the lemongrass, same, and the orange flower.
So lemongrass with orange flower. I could take a bath in that. That smells amazing. Can you imagine using these in your bath and using that, and the aromas not only feel good for your skin, but are good to ingest, right?
You have the perfume different. You have the black meat, the amber, gardenia, sandalwood, jasmine, yellow. You have more perfume. Maybe she to like with arnica, with curry different.
Well, I can tell you, I'm going to be looking for some very good face cream, and we will be back to visit you.
Inshallah. Big welcome.
Thank you so much.
You have no problem. Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Shukra. We'll back our way out of here. And yes, let's make sure we get some of the cats. The cats of Morocco. And the cats are everybody's friend. We do make sure we check every time we move the car to make sure there's not one sleeping underneath it. Over here, you can see in this shop, lots of fresh sweets. And let's have a look at, I think we all know that these tastes are gonna be here. We see the baklava at home, and it's amazing, but I can tell you the best baklava I have had has been here in Morocco. And have a look at these. They're done up like a bird's nest. And in one of the streets we were at, there was all the honeybees were still hanging around.
Those are brewats. Brewats. With chicken, with cheese, with vegetables, with meat. Those call it brewats. Actually, we have the brewats, but it's one with like different ingredients inside.
We're gonna have to try one of those. Why don't I try a meat one of those? So this is a great opportunity. Jawad. There we go. Thank you, Shukra. It is so hot. So at the Moncton Farmers Market, of course, where Mom and I usually visit on Monday mornings, you can get these fresh, but I have a feeling these are gonna be amazing. So I'm gonna have my first bite without using sauce, but I'm gonna say thank you to Erica from Dunn Barbecue Sauce, because we do say food is meant to be sauce. So I'm gonna try my first bite with no sauce. The pastry is so flaky. I'm gonna show you on the inside. There's some beautiful noodles, some beef inside there. The flavors in my mouth are unreal. So let's take our second bite and put a little bit of this sauce on it. This is a barbecue sauce that is actually made in New Brunswick, but made with many of the same spices that we've seen here today. And I told Erica I'm gonna bring her back some great paprika. Oh, the wag, a perfect blend of sauce to go with this.
Wow.
And thank you so much. And I'm going to assume he paid that vendor as we grabbed the food and run away. And look at this. We've got vendors just walking down the streets with their food. There's no worry about eating in this country because there is always something delicious and fresh to have. And everybody loves to share. As you can see here, more leather, the beautiful dresses, beautiful tapestries. The other fun thing that I can say as we've been walking around is everybody is so friendly to offer directions of where to get. We see more fresh bread. So you see a mixture of old and new in this city. And I think that's one of the things I love about Marrakesh, is you see lots of hip young things, lots of brand names, but also the old. So just before we walk in here to the food area, have a look at how beautiful it is with the tea sets. Very important part of Moroccan culture is to be enjoying that tea. So we're gonna take a look and we're gonna go get a little bit of barbecue. On this street that we're gonna go down here, you'll see all the vendors. Okay, I just wanna pause for a minute to say the smells are unbelievable. And we often say, I wish I had smell-o-vision. And right now, I really wish that we did. So we're gonna follow Jawad up here. As you see, very busy. People selecting. We'll pan over here. You can see the fresh roasted.
The owner of this shop used to be the king's chef, cooker. After his retirement,
Don't look at me, look at that.
yeah. After his retirement, now he's like making those shops and bake and cook the meat like in a perfect way, in a big hole. They close the hole for like maybe the whole like cooking slowly. The meat now is like chocolate, so delicious, and we will try it. So, yeah.
So as you can see here behind me, we have a woman that's buying her fresh meat to take home and cook for herself. And of course, you would want to buy that from a great vendor because you already know the fresh cooked is here. So you can go home, add your own spices and seasoning, and have one of the most amazing experiences. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna follow Jawad, who is chatting with our vendors so we can have a taste and get to try this. I want you to see in here, each one of these is filled with food that's cooking, and this is hot. So the heat that's coming out of here certainly adds to the 30-degree temperature that we're having. So we're coming up here. Ah, this is fun. We'll get the pictures. And as you see, we've said some of the world's famous chefs that have been up there. Gordon Ramsay, yes.
This is the famous. He used to be the cooker of the king. And now, after his retirement, he owns those like shops for like meat in a perfect way. No one in Morocco actually cook meat like this special man. His teams also. And we will enjoy a little bit.
Oh, fantastic. Are we gonna sit down? Excellent. So he's just gonna set up. So they're gonna get the table set for us. In the meantime, I'm just going to turn around and look behind us at some of the fresh herbs that we have here. We'll let them get our table set so we can try that beautiful meat. How special are we to have the opportunity to have the King Chef? Now, I wish you could smell what I smell right now, because this is an entire wall of the freshest herbs, which I can tell you were picked this morning just by looking at them. I can tell that. There's a lot of mint here. And of course, mint is one of the most important herbs in Moroccan culture because it's in our tea. And tea is something that everybody takes almost every day, at least once, to make sure. And remember, it's not just about enjoying that tea, but the health benefits that come from that. And I grow mint in my backyard, and I'm going to be excited when I get home to make some new fresh recipes that I've learned. And you can look forward to that in one of our future episodes. And you can see all the other, we've got some coriander, we've got some fresh parsley. And over here in the packages, there's Jawad, right? I could stand here all day. One of the things, look at this, get this one going on. That is fresh delivery going to one of the vendors. As I said, you'll see old school ways mixed with new school ways to get things to places fast. We were talking about the herbs. These are blends that I very much trust because the herbalists have made those blends for us. So it makes a big difference when you see what the flavors and the taste like, when these are the experts that know exactly how to blend those spices. So we're gonna take a few minutes, and I think, Shawad, are we ready to go over and have a little bit here?
First thing first, let's see some olives.
Oh my goodness. Jawad's been, I've eaten my weight in olives, as we often say. So let's take a walk through here. And if you think, unbelievable, we'll have a look around here, pan through that. I think I've learned there's over 40 types of olives. I think we're seeing all 40 of those types of olives right now. So for my mom, my family that knows, olives are one of my favorite foods. So not only am I going to get to do that, but to get to try so many different flavors. This is when you can see we've got some Kalamata olives, which I recognize right away. And then obviously some different types of green olives. So we're going to try a couple of these. I'm going to start with that Kalamata olive. And then the amount of spices, they have been put into some oil. They melt in your mouth. It was like melting like chocolate. All right, I can put the seeds there. We're all walking on the seeds here, which is great because it's going back to the earth and natural the way it was intended to be. I'm having an olive party in my mouth right now. Wow.
Try this.
Absolutely amazing. Have a look in there, butter. While I'm taste testing, look at this. You can see the garlic and the oil with the spices in it. That might be one of the biggest size olive oil bottles I've seen. And over on this side, you see the picante, some hot peppers, and all the different blends. And in here, these are done with a nice bay leaf. We'll pan out. Let's try another one of these. I am so happy that I left some room in my suitcase so I can make sure that I'm going to be bringing some of these back with me. I can see in here in this bowl, there's some capers as well. And over here, some different pestos. And if you can hear the chopping, he is busy keeping things as fresh can be. And in behind him, I can see a pile of olives with a pile of hot peppers on top of it. I'm sure those ones have some extra spice. But I'm going to sneak in here and grab one of these black olives. Look at that. And I can see the rosemary. We were looking at that beautiful rosemary earlier. Oh my goodness. The flavor, it's like a flavor party in my mouth right now. The best food culture I've ever tried has been in Morocco.
Try this.
Okay, now we're gonna get the hot one. That chopping you were hearing was that gentleman chopping it fresh. Oh,
Garlic and olive oil.
garlic and olive oil. Come behind me. There we go. Jawad will help. Okay, he has just prepared 3 different more for me to try. Now that's fresh. Let's have a look here. So I'm gonna go for the hot one first because I might need the backup one for the rest of them. Oh, you can smell and hopefully you can see the incredible peppers there. So we're gonna get the look in my face. So hopefully this isn't too hot. Wow, it's hot. Oh my goodness, it's getting hotter. Have a zoom in on that. While Michelle takes a drink, I'm gonna be very thankful for Mehdi and my fruit juice. My fruit juice is very helpful right now to calm my palate down. A little bit too hot for you, Mom, but I will tell you, my brother, Andrew, would love that, albeit I don't think he's an olive fan. My sister is. Okay, we're gonna go with the one with the garlic and the bay leaf and rosemary. And you can see those ground in there. Unbelievable. Wow. That is one of the most breathtaking, delicious flavors I've ever had. But let's just take a minute. Butter, come around this way for me, please. I want to point out, not only are these done with the greatest care in the world, the care that was taken to how they were bottled. Look at those olives. Those are all bottled by hand. These ones, almonds, exactly. And the care that was taken to make sure the presentation is so perfect. I think that that's one of my favorite things. Oh, with the garlic? Oh, capers.
The cacao is inside. You see, they cut the olive.
We were just discussing that.
Yeah.
And we might have those in Canada, but I can promise you, we do not take the extra care for the presentation that was done. As these are. Shawad, what is this?
Tiny lemons.
Oh my goodness, tiny lemons that have been bottled with some olive oil. And look at that with that amazing bay leaf in there. We will be back to have some fun here. And I can see that bottle of garlic in my future coming back to Canada with me. And then the tapenade with the black olives.
This one is green, this one is black.
Definitely. Shokra. And we will be back to stay there. So as we wrap up and do our last tour, we're going to go back over to finish off where we have that beautiful meat to try. And we just really want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing to follow our journey. Please come visit Morocco, all of the regions. I was in Tetuan, I've been in Casablanca, Tangier, and now Marrakesh. And I can tell you we're going to be ending in Casablanca, but I'm pretty sure this market in Marrakesh with this fresh food is some of the best in the country. So we hope you take the time to explore. So we're going to sit down and finish off with a beautiful piece of meat. So let's take a walk through here. And there are those beautiful small lemons that he's put in. We'll have batter just pan over to the sides. As you see, each one of these vendors is making everything with love. I love it. I think the spice vendor in the middle has chosen a great area to be because he's right in between everybody. Smart choice. This would be a market that I definitely would be coming to, not just on Saturdays. The other thing that I love about the Moroccan culture, we'll look in here in the fresh herbs. This is, again, like we say, I've died and gone to food heaven. As you see, he's got So many different herbs. We've got coriander, we've got fresh cilantro, we've got fresh mint, so many more herbs. So let's finish off our last few minutes to go over here and sit down. And you can see we have our cat waiting for us because you're in the cats of Morocco. And is this ours to try? Yes. How excited am I? So we get around here. All right. Thank you. Whew. Wow. And we've got some seasoning here, I see. So I'm feeling, I've got one. I'm feeling pretty special and pretty spoiled right now. And of course, we have an open bottle of this sauce. Erica, I'm gonna try this, but not until I have a great taste here. So what is this, a seasoning that I put on? Food is meant to be experienced, right? And what a great opportunity for you to be able to have your own seasoning, control that amount. The other thing I want everybody to know is one of the most important ways to eat in this country is to use your hands. That is how we were intended. I've had the privilege of having dinner with Jawad, his Berber family, and that is very traditional. The tagine would be out with the meat. You take your bread and eat with your hands. So because we're here in Morocco, I'm going to take the opportunity to do just that. I can tell you that the meat, as you can literally see, falls apart. That is some of the most delicious meat I have ever tried in my life. I got to get Jawad to come and sit down as we wrap up and say we're done. But we're going to take an opportunity to have a little taste of this. I probably could use a napkin. So a few great drops with this incredible meat. Wow. It's done right sauce with perfectly done right meat here in Marrakesh, Morocco. Thank you so much. I would say from my kitchen to yours, but guess what? From Marrakesh's kitchens to your kitchen. Thank you so much for joining. We hope that you take the opportunity to really come to this country and take the time to explore the food culture so that you can enjoy every bite. Don't rush through it because it's meant to take time. Each day at lunch, most people take a couple hours in the day. The food is cooked all morning long so that you can take time and enjoy it with your family. So I'm going to ask Jawad to come over to say our last goodbye together. And we want to say thank you for choosing to spend some time with us here in Morocco. So Jawad, any final words you would like to say? And please wish everybody well in Arabic. And I will tell you, there are many languages spoken in this country, many dialects, and I'm very proud that Jawad knows most of them. So we would say thank you, shukra.
شكرا على استضافتكم معنا هنا في هذا اللقاء الجميل من Cooking Club. We hope that you enjoy this tour, this culture and food, and I wish that you can smell spices. And yeah, see you next.
Thank you, everybody, and a special thank you to Badr, our cameraman, who has come to Cooking Club for over 2 years. And this time we get to spend time with him in person, and he's done an amazing job. And a special thank you to all the vendors that have given their time to us today. And we promise we'll be going back to have a visit and making a few purchases. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, YouTube, Holly, Nasha, and all of our team. Atlantic Canada Language Academy, Atlantic Canada Cooks sends spice love from Morocco.